Good evening. How are you doing, ladies and gentlemen, tonight? I am hoping that you're doing well, that you're actually keeping very warm. It's very cold. I was literally running to get into the studio. So listen up, we have a fantastic show, of course, lined up for you tonight on Say What? And I have my dynamic duo, of course, Pastor Sue. He's going to be joining me right here in studio together with Ofweneke. We're going to be having a very interesting discussion, talking about a very sensitive topic to do with stepchildren. How do you I'm sure maybe some of us, have gotten ourselves into that situation. How do you deal with them as a new parent entering into this mom and dad situation, or, mom and daughter, dad and daughter situation? So we're going to be having that interesting discussion right here. And of course, we had the top stories tonight with our brilliant reporters reporting from across the country. Let's begin the news with the highlights.
Nice.
13 people perish and 11 others sustain serious injuries in a tragic road accident at Cheptangulet along the Kericho Kaplong Highway.
Hii ajali imehusu 3 vehicles, a matatu, lori na private vehicle.
President William Ruto now says he is prepared to relinquish the presidency if defeated in 2027.
Si 2027 mutatufanyisha mtihani. Si ule atapita mtihani ataendelea. Na ule ataanguka mtihani si aende alime. Iko shida gani?
As he winds up his 5-day Mount Kenya tour. 78 Kenyans repatriated from Myanmar speak of the struggles they underwent in a foreign land.
Mahali penye tumekuwa kwa hii 40 days imekuwa ni mateso. Sira, hakuna raha huko.
And why all that glitters is not gold.
Wakati tulifika huko kazi sikuwa tena ya walimu. Ilikuwa ni tuibie watu online. Wizi.
Well, thank you very much for joining us tonight. Our lovely sign interpreter is Catherine Simaloy. Now we begin with some, very disturbing news, and a deadly road accident along the Kericho Kaplong Road in Bomet County has claimed 13 lives, and we understand that it also has left 11 others seriously injured. Now, the Saturday afternoon tragedy involved 3 vehicles, and we understand that a personal vehicle adding to a concerning rise in the traffic incidents across the country. Just last night, another accident happened in Mombasa, leaving tens injured, as Chichi Josephine now narrates.
Kwa majina naitwa Amos na Masaka from Bomet County Traffic Department. Na leo mwendo ya saa 9:30 we have had a very serious road crash around this place. This is a place in between Kaplong and Kapkatet. Unfortunately, we have lost 13 people ambao wamepelekwa different mortuaries. Majeruhi tumepata around 11 people wamepelekwa Kaplong Hospital na Kapkatet. Hii ajali imehusu 3 vehicles, a matatu, lori na private vehicle. It is very unfortunate, na members of public together with government officers tunasaidiana kukilia barabara, kutoa hii mchanga kwa barabara ambayo inaweza cause another accident. We want to tell the drivers to be very careful along this road, na hii barabara wakati mvua inanyesha hivi. Otherwise we are doing what we can so that we can reduce this accidents along this place. Bado uchunguzi inaendelea, but preliminary investigation inaonyesha ile gari ndogo ilikuwa na watu walikuwa wanatoka sherehe na walikuwa wanapiga muziki ya juu sana, and they were not very careful on the road. We suspect the cause of the accident is that small vehicle.
Okay, my name is Daisy Kigen, in charge of emergencies, Bomet County. We received a call around 3:30 p.m. that there is a road accident at Cheptangulwe. We responded. Then we have 13 casualties. Then we have fatalities. There are 13. Sorry. Then we have casualties. There are 11. We are referred them to Kaplong and Silitane, then Kapkatet. So far, for now, we have 3 injured who are very seriously injured, and now they are being referred to Tenwek Hospital for further management. So what I can add the road users is, let us use the road and minimize the speed which we are going to have. And if people are on alcohol impressed, kindly we tell them that they reduce the number of speed they are having.
Very sad news indeed there. Now, 78 Kenyans have returned home today, rescued from a harrowing ordeal in Myanmar, where their pursuit of a better opportunity, of course, turned into a devastating nightmare. Now, lured by deceitful travel agencies with promises of lucrative jobs, they endured unimaginable suffering, including coercion into online scams and threats and intimidation. Now, amid the joy of their return, their stories paint a bleak picture. Lives uprooted, dreams shattered, and pain inflicted by betrayal. Take a look.
Kwa nyuso zilizojaa haya na uchovu na
All right, we do sincerely apologize for that technical hitch. Now, we, of course, move on to another top story. And tonight, President William Ruto has said that he is ready to go home in 2027 should Kenyans feel unsatisfied with his performance. Now, the president, who spoke in various stopovers in Nyeri and Kiambu counties, said his track record speaks for itself and challenged his opponents to be ready to face him. Apollo Kamal reports on a day Kikuyu MP Kimani Ichung'wah was heckled again in his home county, together with Women Representative Mary Wamuratha.
President William Ruto's allies in the Mount Kenya region faced a tough crowd after Kiambu woman MP Ann Wamuratha was heckled in Githunguri, her home county.
Viongozi wakichaguliwa wanapotelea Nairobi, wakipotea Nairobi wanakuja wakati wa uchaguzi. Nani aliwafundisha kupigia watu makelele? Basi makelele sasa itoshe hapo.
Also heckled again was Kikuyu MP Kimani Ichung'wah, the second time this week during Ruto's tour of the region. Ichung'wah braving the heckling before the president.
Kazi ya kelele isikuweke uoga hata kidogo, sababu ile kazi tulikupea ni hiyo ya maendeleo. Asante, Mungu akubariki.
President William Ruto is using the tour to woo the mountain back to the government, saying he is ready to face the axe in 2027 should he fail to deliver his promises to the region and country.
Mimi ile mulinipatia, mukaniambia enda nyorosha elimu. Elimu nimenyorosha, nimeweka CBC mutaratara mzuri, nimeajiri walimu 76,000, nimeweka pesa kwa university na TVET, kilimo nimenyorosha, mnapata mapato zaidi, barabara ndio hiyo mimi najenga, soko ndio hii, sitima ndio ile. Mutakuja kuniuliza mtihani, mimi nitakuja kufanya mtihani yangu, nyinyi mtasahihisha, nikipita mimi naendelea, nisipopita mimi naenda kulima. Hakuna problem. Ama namna gani jameni?
Deputy President Kithure Kindiki, who put on a strong show, not just defending the Yes Man mantra, but also campaigning for Ruto's development agenda and re-election.
Sisi maneno ya siasa tunajua ikifika tutapiga siasa wakati huo, lakini kwa sasa tuhudumie wananchi, tuheshimu wananchi, tuheshimu viongozi wote ili tukue na nafasi nzuri ya kushughulikia yale maneno ambayo ni ya muhimu kwa wananchi wetu wa Nyeri na wananchi wa Mount Kenya na wananchi wa Kenya kwa jumla.
Nyeri Governor and former DP Rigathi Gachagwa's ally Mutahi Kahiga, who has been blowing hot and cold during the tour, welcoming the president for the second time in Nyeri County.
Lakini tukiangalia rekodi yako, umebakisha mara ingine 45 ya kuja hapa. Kwa sababu tuko na rekodi ya vile mambo yako vile ulikuwa unakuja. Na ukija tumepata mambo kama stadium hii, Your Excellency. Miaka 7 imekwama. Asante sana.
Analysts are keenly observing whether the president's tour will pay off in the restive region as Gachagua and his allies brace to water down the president's tour. Apul Kamau, TV47.
Thanks, Apple, of that. Now, a fresh political storm is unfolding in Mount Kenya as MPs opposing President William Ruto's administration face scrutiny. Now, Githunguri Member of Parliament Gathoni Wamuchomba reportedly went into hiding after being summoned by county criminal investigation officers in an almost similar incident. Manyata MP Gitonga Mukunji was arrested on Friday and later released. Paul Kirobi reports.
A section of members of parliament from Mount Kenya region have raised concerns over growing political tensions as President Ruto concludes his Mount Kenya tour. Among them is Githunguri Member of Parliament Gathoni Wamuchomba, who reportedly evaded criminal investigation officers on Saturday due to her recent political stance. When we arrived at her home along Thika Road, sources informed us that Wamuchomba had already left. Officers had reportedly been at her residence since morning for undisclosed reasons. Earlier, Wamuchomba took to her X account, claiming she had been summoned by county criminal investigation officers. She shared her perspective on local development concerns and encouraged her constituency to remain engaged in critical national discourse. Her summons follows days of political discussions tied to President Ruto's Mount Kenya agenda.
Basi.
In another development, Manyata MP Gitonga Mukunji was briefly detained on Friday before being released. The incident took place amidst protest from his supporters expressing solidarity with his position. Meanwhile, President Ruto engaged residents in Githunguri constituency during his visit to promote development projects aligned with his vision for the region.
Nani aliwafundisha kupigia watu makelele?
Paul Kirobi, TV47.
Now, the Office of Ombudsman has confirmed that SHA implementation is really frustrating Kenyans as it's not working effectively and efficiently. Now, the Commission says it has been receiving complaints from Kenyans on the poor rollout of SHA. Elizabeth Atieno now reports.
It is 6 months since the rollout of SHA in October 2024, and Kenyans have expressed their displeasure on its implementation. This is according to the Office of the Ombudsman through the CEO of the Commission on Administrative Justice, Mercy Wambua, who has now confirmed that the implementation of the new health scheme is frustrating Kenyans and is not effective.
And we have been reading, we have been hearing, we have been receiving complaints about SHA, implementation of SHA, with citizens being frustrated, saying that it is not working.
According to CAJ, Kenyans have raised concerns on SHA, prompting them to conduct spot checks across all health facilities, including public, private and faith-based hospitals, in what they describe as a fact-finding mission.
We are doing this across all the 45 counties where we are doing the FLOCA program at the same time.
Patients have been urged to visit level 1, 2 and 3 facilities for outpatient services.
So citizens seem to be very frustrated because they have paid for SHA, but when they come to this hospital, which is the hospital that has been treating them for a very long time, they are required to pay cash. And also when they are being referred, the hospitals they are being referred to go to, those hospitals are very far.
Another key challenge is system failure in the SHA digital platform, which has caused delays in accessing services.
And we have already communicated that it is important for the system to be looked at so that the challenges of delays are sorted out.
Health Cabinet Secretary Aiden Duale has confirmed that indeed there are some loopholes that need to be sealed to ensure smooth and effective implementation of the Social Health Authority, further pledging that all hospital claims will be settled by the 14th of every month.
6 months into the rollout of the Taifa Care, there is a growing scrutiny, and rightfully so.
The Commission on Administrative Justice will soon release a report highlighting their key findings from the spot check and issue recommendations, which they shall submit to the government. Elizabeth Atieno, TV47.
Now, the rising human-wildlife conflict around Lake Nakuru National Park continues to escalate as 4 buffaloes escaped from the park today, causing panic in Barut. 1 buffalo was killed after attacking 2 women, prompting Kenya Wildlife Service officers to intervene. Now, residents quickly began slaughtering the animal after the KWS officers shot it, underscoring the growing frustration over the recurring wildlife incursions.
This was the situation Saturday in Barut location, Nakuru West. 4 buffaloes from the Lake Nakuru National Park met the wrath of residents, as officers from the Kenya Wildlife Service tried to calm the situation.
Wameuawa hapa, lakini hawa pesa zao ndio zinatengeneza barabara, ndio zinatengeneza nyumba. Kwa nini hawa hawakusaidiwa warudi game park, wanauawa huku?
Tungeomba KWS kama wanaweza tusaidia, if it's possible watulete camp in this area, because juzi last month zimekuwa, since I think last year around November or December zinakuja tu na ikuji ikiwa moja.
They saw one of the buffaloes being shot, and moments later residents pounced on the animal, scrambling for a piece of the meat.
Hata monkey size zinaingia mpaka kwa nyumba, na ukijaribu kuguza the KWS wana react na watu, so sisi tunashindwa tutafanya aje. Haya, tukifika pale kwa lake unaenda kutafuta samaki, vijana wetu wengi size wana survive na hiyo lake, ukiingia kule ndani kurudi ni bahati.
With the residents now urging KWS to erect fences to prevent the human-wildlife conflict.
Siku ya leo tunataka kutuma message kwa KWS ya kwamba kazi yao ni kulinda wanyama. Kama kuna fence, mambo ya fence huko waweza kushughulika.
78 Kenyans returned home today, rescued from a harrowing ordeal in Myanmar, where they, in their pursuit of better opportunities, turned into a devastating nightmare. Lured by deceitful travel agencies with promises of lucrative jobs, they endured unimaginable suffering, including coercion into online scams and threats and intimidation. Now, amid the joy of their return, the stories paint a bleak picture. Lives uprooted, dreams shattered, and pain inflicted by betrayal.
The dream of seeking better opportunities abroad has turned into a nightmare for 78 Kenyans who fell victim to fraudulent travel agencies promising lucrative jobs in Thailand.
To welcome home 78 Kenyans who had been trafficked to Myanmar. Behind me you will see the second group that has arrived today.
Many spent up to 300,000 Kenyan shillings only to have their destinations changed without consent. Threatened and coerced, they were forced into working as online scammers under duress.
Some of us were already scammed here. So you were told you are going to pay a certain amount of money. How much? Like 250,000. And so we made all our effort to raise that money. We sold our properties, jobs which we had here in Kenya, but since they were not doing well, we decided to sell them to get a good job, which is a kazi hewa.
One victim, Danson, though not his real name, left Kenya with hopes of becoming an English teacher in Thailand, but faced unimaginable exploitation abroad.
Kuna mto unafuka, unapitishwa kwa board. Nikajua sasa hapa maisha yangu imeisha. Nikasema waje ni text familia nyumbani nijue kwamba nikipotea mjue nilienda Thailand, lakini sijui mahali penye niko. Kwa sababu hata Myanmar si kujua, sijawahi sikia. Wakati tulifika huko kazi sikuwa tena ya walimu. Ilikuwa ni tuibie watu online. Wisi. Unaiba tu direct, tuibie mtu, uconfuse mtu na umuibie.
Another returnee by the name John shared how desperation blinded him to the deceit that awaited.
I am a chef, and that is the job I was promised I'm going to do in Thailand. But I found myself doing a scamming job, fake job.
Roslyn Njogo, PS of the State Department of Foreign Affairs, has urged Kenyans to exercise caution when dealing with travel agencies. This incident adds to a growing number of cases, with reports of many still trapped abroad under dire conditions.
We continue to see Kenyans using travel agents and tour companies to try and find jobs abroad. Those are not licensed operators. If you see a job opportunity online, as many of these young men and women will tell you, they found them on WhatsApp or on Facebook, check with us, check with the State Department for Diaspora Affairs, on our hotline, on email. Call us, come to the office, and we will tell you whether that job exists or not.
To date, 156 individuals have been freed from captivity in Myanmar, a nation plagued by political instability. Victims report that nearly 8,000 individuals from various countries remain trapped in dire conditions.
Mahali penye tumekuwa kwa hii 40 days, imekuwa ni mateso. Sira, hakuna raha huko.
Within the Golden Triangle and these scam compounds and these human trafficking, we have lost one woman. And I believe it was last year where this very young woman was lost again because of the operations that happen in these scam compounds.
The rescued individuals will receive counseling and support in Nairobi as the government vows to act against those exploiting its citizens. Roga Evil, TV47.
Now, security experts are warning that excessive monitoring or restrictions on social media could do more harm than good, undermining trust and stifling free expression. Now, these warnings come just days after NIS Director General Nuruddin Haji emphasized the need to regulate social media content, citing potential threats to national security. Now, the debate is gaining traction, with COTU Secretary General Francis Atwoli advocating for Kenya to adopt stringent policies similar to China's digital regulations.
2 days after NIS Director General Nuruddin Haji emphasized the need to regulate social media content due to its potential threat to national security, the idea is gaining traction. Today, COTU Secretary General Francis Atwoli suggested Kenya should adopt stringent social media and digital policies similar to those in China.
Itabidi, na hatukutaka hivyo, itabidi tuulize serikali iregulate social media. Kama China wameregulate, TikTok ya China ni yao.
Atwoli highlighted that the absence of laws limiting social media and artificial intelligence access has led to widespread misuse.
Social media must be regulated. Hiyo mimi nataka kuambia ukweli. Na sio hapo peke yake.
This week, top security and intelligence officials convened in Naivasha for the second Masharika Cooperation Conference. During the event, NIS boss Nuruddin Haji warned about the evolving nature of national security threats in digital era, singling out disinformation and misinformation.
The proliferation of information and disinformation campaigns, exacerbated by the use of AI-generated content, has waged a war against truth, with governments being the biggest targets. I therefore welcome the resounding commitment to uniting our efforts to counter the growing influence of these threats.
Security experts caution that over-monitoring or restricting social media could have unintended consequences, potentially causing more harm than good. Adera also urged security officials to steer clear of political matters as outlined in the 2010 Kenyan Constitution.
This is not personal. This is pretty much, something that was pronounced by the letter and the spirit of the 2010 Constitution that said and set up institutions and said they got to actually act and play within the realm of their jobs as independent institutions. But there's a background to this. The background to this is the excesses that are seen, sadly so, well before some of us were born during the Moi era, when you had, the institutions and organs of state, especially for those security machineries that are used to extend political objectives. So
Sports news brought to you by Maybets. Join Maybets leo upate free bet papo hapo. Fanya hivi, chagua home team to win, yani number 1 au draw X au away team 2 kwa game ya siku ya free bet. Weka namba yako ya simu, weka password ya account yako. Chagua submit free bet. Utapata free bet kwa account yako ya Maybets. Usisahau kuverify account yako. Kama hutakuwa verified, utapoteza free bet yako after 2 days. Betting is strictly for 18 years and over. Play responsibly. Terms and conditions apply. BCLB number 0000578.
Maybet na minia na najishindia. Pesa inavutia.
All right, so it's now time for us to get sporty and listen to this. Gertrude Mutai was on the score sheet as Kenya's Mite FC ended their participation in the Beka Grannies International Tournament in Limpopo, South Africa, on a high win on a chilly morning at Nkowankwa Stadium. Mutai's goal, now the second of the tournament, came in the first half, wrapping up a strong performance in front of an electrified crowd in Tzin municipality. Kenya had an impressive showing after an initial 1-0 loss to South Africa's Thuluma Hashe. They later drew 1-1 with the Glory Gogos, secured a 2-0 win over Thembisa Gogos and ended their run with a 1-0 victory over France's Les Reigns du Foot. This was Kenya's debut in the tournament, now in its second edition.
Sababu najua kila kitu ilikuwa ni kikendi tu kwetu. Hatujazoea uwanja na tena watu, tunakuwa na watu mbalimbali, tena watu wachezaji wangu walipoona hawa wamama wakitoka France ama US yenye wako na ngozi nyeupe walitetemeka kidogo.
Inakuwa sawa mzuri sana.
Mimi niko na furaha sana. Mwanzo wachezaji wetu, in fact hatukuwa tunafikiria kuwa watafika mahali wamefika siku ya leo. Siku ya kwanza walikuwa na uoga kidogo, lakini tuliwaongelesha tukawakaisha chini. Siku ya pili wakacheza vizuri, but jana na leo they did it.
I belong to the Reine du Foot from France, and we are so happy to meet women from other countries. And Kenyans women were such sympathetic, so nice, so funny. We could speak each other, and we hope to come in Kenya in 2 years.
Well, congratulations to all the Susus and the Gogos. They look like they really had a good time. Why? I think they've challenged me, honestly, to get into sports. Okay, congratulations to them. Well, moving on swiftly now, Kenya's National Baseball 5 team began their WSBC Africa Baseball 5 Championship Eastern Region with a solid start, winning their first 2 matches on day 1 at Africa Nazarene University. Now, despite an early setback in their opening match against Uganda, trailing by 2 runs, Kenya made a remarkable comeback with 3 runs, clinching the first set 3-2. Now, the second set was challenging, but Kenya pushed through, scoring 9 runs to Uganda's 6, securing the win in their second game. Now, Kenya dominated Tanzania with straight set wins of 16-2 and 19-0, while Kenya will face Uganda and Tanzania again tomorrow, with the top 2 teams facing to the finals. The first 2 teams will also secure slots to represent the region in the Continental Championship later this year.
Beating Uganda 2-0 is a huge statement that Kenya has made today at the first game of this tournament.
The senior team is more senior and they think they play better than the juniors. So they were not happy that last year the junior team was second. So they are showing them how it should have been done. Because to them they were not happy that the junior team lost to Uganda.
For us, we started with 3 ladies. And for them, they started with 3 men, so they had an advantage. But we told our ladies, you have to be strong during the start. And then during the second set, we take advantage of them. So when we did that, our team caught up easily, and that's why we won against them.
We've worked hard, we have mastered the game so well, so we know their play, we have met with them previously. So after analyzing their plays, it was easy for us to know where to hit, when, and who.
Okay, now moving on, President William Ruto officially launched the construction of the Ruringu Stadium in Nyeri County during his visit to Mount Kenya on Saturday afternoon. Now, the president urged stakeholders to collaborate and ensure the stadium is completed within a year, emphasizing its importance for promoting local sporting activities and nurturing talent in the area.
Si mnajua hii stadium imekwama siku mingi. Hii stadium yenu ya Ruringu. Sasa sikizeni. Mimi nimemwambia huyu PS wangu Bwana Mwangi. Sawa sawa. Hii stadium nimempatia mwaka moja peke yake, atengeneze mpaka aweke canopy ile ya juu, aweke viti, aweke tatan, mimi nikuja nifungue next year same time like today. Tumekubaliana? Na watashirikiana na huyu Bwana Patrick Mariro, yeye ndio PS wangu wa defense.
Kama stadium hii, Your Excellency, miaka 7 imekwama. Asante sana. Miaka 7 imekwama, wewe umekuja kuikwamua.
And we expect that is moving along with work. Phase 2.
All right, so guys, that's where we wind up the first part of the show. Of course, we're coming back with Mambo Moto Moto. Like you know, we've been having a very interesting discussion every other Saturday, of course, here on the show with Pastor Sue Munene and, of course, of Weneke. You're looking good tonight. Wow. Very nice. Very ready for the shows. You can see they are here on standby. So we're coming back shortly. Don't go away. I'll be right back.
Our world is changing every day, and so should we, for the better. Each week, we tackle the big why, the question that should be on everyone's mind. Why isn't this fixed yet? Deforestation, global warming, and the adverse effects of climate change. The future isn't just something that we inherit, it's something that we create. Join us on The Green Fix as we tell the stories of those who refuse to give up. When it comes to fixing the planet, there is no time to waste. Join me, Shiksha Arora, on Thursdays at 9 p.m. on The Green Fix as we look into the big why, you and I.
For comprehensive information and education on your health, Body Garage is here.
don't allow anyone to pluck out your good tooth, as long as it is strong and stable.
Cancer doesn't start today and you get the symptoms tomorrow. By the time you pick it or the time it is manifesting in you, probably will be there about 5 to 10 years.
The eye is the window to the rest of the body.
Don't forget to stay hydrated.
And of course, you at home do take your water.
So the ultimate test is actually you check your urine. Your urine should be clear.
Clear like the water?
Yes. Should be able to see the other side of the urine. If your urine is colored or has changed color, you cannot see the other side, then you have not taken enough water.
Don't forget regular health checkups. Early detection saves lives.
I want the message be, we can prevent cervical cancer. We prevent cervical cancer in several ways. You have young girls and even somebody who's above that age, you can pay at least every 3 years. Somebody should have a pap smear done.
If you are 40, 45, 50, going upwards, once a year, please go see a doctor. Yeah, it's just for normal routine maintenance.
Oh, Mishan's story. Welcome back, ladies and gents, and everybody who's watching tonight. Hey, Simu, relax.
Just know 21 times in a month.
Yes.
In a month.
What is 21 times?
21 just 21 times.
For men. Watershed.
But just know it is advised.
Only.
For men, 21 times in a month.
So that's like 9 days ndo ya kupumzika peke.
Lazima uchape balance. For whatever course, that's the main business.
You have to spread them out. How you guys doing, Pastor Sue?
Wow,
nice.
I'm strong,
Look
I'm
at that
beautiful.
Dress.
Wow, thank you.
Tell us.
I'm just feeling excited when I saw that we are coming together with Ofoe.
You guys.
I was so excited. And also you look gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. You
pretty.
Too. I know, it's the grace of God.
Yes.
A lot of love.
It's now rubbing off. For the first time. It's now rubbing off. No, I've never heard you come out so clearly that by the grace of God.
Oh, yes.
But I always do it, maybe
Sister
not
Betty.
here.
Mommy Betty. Let me ask a very useless question.
Yes.
Betty, have you ever pictured yourself getting married to a pastor?
Hey.
Yes.
I mean, why are you putting me on the spot?
Yeah.
She
can be a
Lessons at that.
Why would you want me to get married to a pastor? Because Pastor Sue is a...
No, but why would you not get married to a pastor? Why would you not?
I mean, I think... they never came out strongly. They never came out strongly.
No, the Bible said that the violence are taken by force.
So I moved on.
Wonderful.
Why you ask me? That sounds like that. Maybe relax. It's me interviewing you today. Hope you're doing well.
I'm doing amazing.
Yes.
Today I was just texting one of my lady friends.
Yes.
And I was telling her, my prayer in the morning is probably a prayer I have never made ever in my life.
Wow.
And it's probably a prayer that a lot of human beings would wish to pray to God.
Wonderful.
And I was telling God, I am so much at peace.
Yes.
And so much blessed in terms of life, peace, love, the people around me, and even in terms of wealth and what I need.
Oh, yes.
That at times I told God, I pray that I may not miss a prayer request.
Wow.
Simply because I feel like I have everything that I need.
Okay,
right?
got you.
Amazing.
So I'm at peace, and I was telling that I've never felt so much peace until you think you're going to run crazy.
Wow.
Really?
Like
How
you
do you
feel like
feel
you
so
want to
much
dispense?
Yes, nasikia.
You want to dispense to other people?
I've realized of it. Nasikia kama ndalipuka. And it's so much
That's
peace.
amazing.
That is so...
And it's
How do you get that peace? Do you feel like that?
Yes, sometimes, especially when you have a good relationship with God first, because the first identity is identifying yourself with God.
Right.
Because you are complete in God.
Yes, yes.
Colossians 2 verse 10.
Yes.
Every one of us listening to us, you are actually complete. So any other person just comes to complement that which you are. And so we need to understand there is nothing that can give you value and give you peace of mind, no matter what you acquire, if you don't have the peace from the Prince of Peace.
Come on.
Wow.
He says, and I will give you peace that surpasses
human understanding.
Thank you.
That's and you just have to believe it, see it in your mind, confess it, live it, and it shall be so.
All right.
So it's just a matter of your mind and your heart.
Man, say what?
Yes. Say what?
Hii na issue na kwa Sundays. Inaonekana hapa tumekuja yani
Sunday with Betty.
Yes.
I know. Who knows?
Sunday with Betty.
Who knows?
Wow, I love that. Sunday with Betty.
It's literally like a fourth service, third service, after service, whichever.
Okay, guys. So tonight we're talking about a very sensitive topic.
Oh yes.
And this, I think there's something you've ever said. I think 2 weeks ago when you vile kutoka hiyo 2 weeks ulikuwa na sisi.
Yes.
And we talk about stepchildren.
Yes.
Step moms, step dads. First of all, why do you think we're having so many step right now in the families? Kitambo ungesikia it used to be something that haiko like so common, but squeezy like it is actually the norm, you know, like I'll get married to somebody who already has kids, I already have a daughter and all that. First of all, mbona tumekuwa wengi hivi?
I think the challenge is because anybody who is going to be a step mom or a step dad, either you have been divorced or your partner died, or I was single with the children and I feel now I want to settle, and this other person also has children. So I think because of what is happening, that we are forsaking our family values and embracing a lot of Western culture, that has really brought a lot of confusion. Because if you realize, since the internet came from 2000, we started having phones.
Yes.
That's when things have really been escalating and things seem not to be coming down. I think making the world a global village has made us copy a lot of things that are not really important to us, because you find that a small thing, I just come out and I say, I think I'm not compatible with Pastor Monene, and from today onwards, Ofwe is my husband. You get that? Because I have seen other people do that who are very influential and nothing happened to them. In fact, they were even celebrated. You get that?
Yeah.
So something tells me, why don't you also, break this camp? You get that? But I tend to think that there's still solution. There are people who still uphold the family values of that's why we are here. We are saying to the people who are watching us that we still hold the family values, though these things will surely happen as long as we have human beings. We'll have blended family, divorced people, separated, single, married, others are suffering in marriage. All these things will be there.
Suffering in marriage.
Suffering. That one is serious. And it's the majority of them are them who are suffering in marriage, but they don't want to step out because of the condemnation that comes with it. But I want to say this, you must learn to seek your own peace of mind. And this peace of mind, sometimes you may even try to give it to your children, and they might not, if they're above 18 years, and you find they don't want it. So I think we have to agree that you as the mother or the father, play your role, do it so well, such that even if your children chooses another way or chooses another road to go, then you don't feel guilty, and you don't feel like you have failed in the society just because your children are not, standing for the values that you stand for. And so there's a lot of things that we need to speak about and settle, but family is a very important unit.
Pastor just to agree on you, with you on a few things. First of all, the word step. And Betty, you're right. The word step is the meaning has changed. Not even the meaning. The emotional feeling of the word step.
Step,
right?
The emotional feeling.
The emotional feeling towards the emotional reaction towards the name step has changed over time. We must agree to the fact that the African traditional society had a typical polygamous setup. Meaning the word step didn't exist. It was mama mkubwa,
bibi mdogo.
Oh, bibi mdogo.
Oh, got you.
Mama mkubwa, mama mdogo.
And all of you knew that whether, as much as the source is one, the father, so there's nothing like step. Now step came in, got much heaviness when it came and started becoming an alienation of families. All right. Now number two is because the individual behavior towards a seed that is not of your womb is what now gave the word step a negative connotation to it.
All right.
Right? Yo mama wa kambo.
Mama wa kambo.
Now, let me attach my testimony to it. And I know my mom is listening. This is Sunday Oyolo. An amazing woman.
Wonderful.
My parents, my dad and my biological mom, they separated when I was 1 week old.
1 week
Right,
old.
1 week.
Yeah.
Right? Hapa Mathare North too.
You went with mom or you went with dad?
So yeye aliniacha akaniacha mzee. Yeye akaenda.
Wait, I'm curious. So did you reconnect with her?
We're getting there.
Okay.
We're getting there,
I'm
Mama.
curious.
So for around 4 or 5 years, my dad was a single father. And
To
it
you?
was, yes.
All right.
It was a communal contribution in bringing me up. My grandmother, my late grandmother, my uncles, aunties, and my dad.
Wonderful.
Until around, when I was around 5-6 years, that's when my dad remarried to the mom that I know now.
Okay.
And I can tell you, this woman, the only thing that I fall short of is coming from my womb. By my number one supporter.
Wow.
The woman who came for my visiting days.
Wow.
The woman who loves me, cares for me, covers me, protects me, spiritually and physically, is one woman called Stella Sunday, who is my mom. I don't call her Step. And I want to appreciate my dad because my dad has made sure we don't have that Step word
In your home.
in your home. You get? And I came to meet my mom when I was in Form 3. So we...
Form 3 from,
yes.
from 1 week?
From 1 week. So from 3, from 4, first year, she passed away. But I can, truth be told, may God rest her soul in peace, there was still a struggle of me trying to get the connection with her.
Yeah.
Because I still had more connection with Stella than I had with Atieno.
Okay.
Got
All right.
You get?
I get it.
So there are those ones that really do work.
Thank you.
But how do we end up on Step? Step comes from divorce, separation, or oops moment.
Yes.
Oops.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, it was an oops moment.
Wait, there's something before we get to that. I'm just very curious. How did you nurture that new relationship with Stella?
For me, it's because at 4-5 years, I didn't know. I didn't know because huyu ndo ananipikia, ndo ananitengenezea nini, ndo ananiosha, ananipeleka shule. So in my mind, I've not connected until around class 5, 6. Around class 6, 7 is when my parents had a small of an issue, a little bit of a separation for around 2 years. And I was like, hey, hii siku moja nimetoka shule napata mother amebeba brown seas ameishia. But mimi nimebaki. That's when now my uncle, yes,
came and told me.
Yes, of which is very much understandable that because wezi toka pia unabeba mtoto si wako.
That's
now Luyas are very emotional about their seeds. I totally understood that.
Yes.
But the day we reconnected again, ilikuwa pale afya center wakirudiana. I'll never forget. This woman embraced me to me, Aki, my son, I have missed you.
Wow,
After 2 years.
There is only one woman who gets my tears out, and that is that woman until today.
Wonderful.
Right? But now, back to how we end up on Steps. Is because one, we must first of all ask ourselves, what is the foundation of any relationship or marriage? Where did you actually meet? Because what guys don't understand, at times look like an issue we bypass, but the environment that advises the foundation is at times what dictates how that marriage will run. If you meet in church and both of you are healed
from your past.
Exactly.
Yes.
So you must ask yourself, even this is extends, one day we'll have the conversation about divorces. What was the foundation of your relationship? Right? Come on, a club.
Yes.
We cannot meet in a club, Betty, and you tell me I need to be home by 10. That's a lie. We met in a club.
We met in a club.
Exactly.
Like sometimes, also these ones for churches, we've seen them, you know, also even people who've been divorced, they've been in church, they've even been pastors together, ministering together, husband and wife, and these things still happen.
Remember what did I use, Betty?
Healed.
I was very specific because I knew that's the way we come. Healed.
From your past.
Right.
You can't be healed and go to the club.
Well, let me say this, and I want to own.
Very rare.
I want to own my statements.
Yes.
Right. Both a club setup, not club physical. A club setup and a church are both hospitals. But only one guarantees you healing, which is church.
Wow.
The club guarantees you a continuation and provides a comfortable environment for your weakness.
All right.
Right? Remember what I told you in our first episode? God walks you out of your weakness. The devil finances your weakness.
Got you.
You get?
Okay.
So here's the foundation.
Yeah, last one yes.
Number 2. And I want to be very honest.
Yes.
One day I'll give this story.
Yes.
It's deeper than this. It takes very natural energy to love a child that is yours.
Yes.
But it takes 2 or 3 times the energy to love a child that is not yours.
Very true.
Okay.
Very true.
You get my point?
Yes.
But again, Do you know they're actually peaceful breakups?
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to celebrate my ex-wife, Nika. Nika and I are bestest. In fact, blogs will always say,
yeah, you guys are still dating according to us.
that's what you guys think.
Yes.
And because we are so close that we are very much involved. We are so much involved that I know, and my children are witness, that Nika prays for me day and night. And she tells me, she calls me Baba Yao.
Yes.
Baba Yao, if I don't pray for you, then who will provide for my children?
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Does she have kids of her own with
No.
somebody else?
No, it's our kids.
No.
Those are
So-
the only kids that we have.
So what happens when she proceeds, gets
That one,
married?
I don't know. That's up to her and the future man, right? But as for now,
Yes.
I still enjoy the fruits of her needs. She
Yes.
tells me, Baba Debbie, Baba Faith, I have to pray for you. Because if I don't pray for you, sai mtoto wangu ako Rwanda.
Wow.
Ameenda kurepresent
Yes,
Kenya
I saw
debate.
that.
Yes. And she told me, I've paid around, by the grace of God, around 20,000 for that trip. And mimi sina hiyo pesa. Mtoto ange graduate, ange succeed, nani angelipea mtoto. So I pray for you so that my kids will have.
Okay.
You get? So they can, and it's a choice. There's somebody normally say healing is a choice, love is a choice.
Yes.
Also, a communal, peaceful environment
It's also a choice.
is also a choice.
I agree.
Either mtusiane, right? But again, ukiona mtu anakutusi, and I normally tell couples, at times the demon that you're fighting and facing might actually not know that it's actually a demon.
All right.
Not all demons know they are demons.
It is
Okay.
true.
Okay.
Wow.
So, unafaa kuona kanisa yako. Unafaa kuona kanisa yako.
Yes.
I want us, because we are having so many comments, and
Yes.
I also want to encourage you at home, if you want to talk to us,
yes.
the number is on your screen, just talk to us. Let me also hear your thoughts. Pastor Stu, let me ask you,
Yes.
because we have to take this conversation home and, get somewhere with everything that we're talking about.
Yes.
How do you bring healing? That, sawa, your divorce imefanyika, somebody died, maybe your spouse died, now you want to get married to somebody else who already has children. Now this blended family is coming together. How do you nurture peace? How do you move on from their heart? How do you bring that family together in unity? So that such that even my kids will respect your kids, I'm going to respect you as a mom or you as a father. How do we move on from iyo shida ilifanyika, moving on from that?
I think number one is to accept that really something happened.
Yeah.
That was beyond your expectation, because nobody marries to divorce. Nobody marries so that the spouse can die.
Yes.
But when these things happen, don't be in denial. That's the mistake that most people do. Get people who can be able to come into your life very quickly so that you accept the reality. If really you have a challenge of accepting the reality. After you have accepted, then sit down with this other guy whom you are in love with, or the lady.
Yes.
Sit down and agree that indeed we have our past. And this is my past, this is your past. What is the better part of your past? What is the worst thing about your past? Look for a therapist.
Yes.
Don't therapy each other.
No. Also something
No. Yes.
Something about
Don't
Africans
therapy
also.
each other.
Therapy
each other.
ni kama ni shida.
No, therapy is not something to say that you are actually not on top of the matter. You could be even on top of the matter, but you just want to know, are you taking the right steps towards your healing?
Okay.
And so when we talk about therapy, we are not talking that you are sick mentally, that you are not okay emotionally. You could be okay. So just get someone who is neutral, who doesn't know you. Sit down yourself, maybe as an individual, all together with the other partner whom you want to stay with. Let you be guided on the steps that you need to go. Then go and practice them before you can even bring the children. So the two of you must be in oneness. Before you bring the children in. After now we have agreed and we know that this one can work. We are agreeing on, we have our past.
Yes.
And my past is like this. I have 7 children from Pastor Monene. And there is one who is very stubborn. You get the point. I'm now telling you. I have to be open.
The 6 will give you an easy time and acceptance.
Yes.
But there's one who will take a like, who is this?
Who is this?
That's
You're
very
getting
important.
that. Because I know my children. Hakuna kuficha. Just like we must be open. In fact, we call it total disclosure of something that you know, because he's coming in as a father.
Yes.
And so he needs to understand these children faster so that we can be able to blend and get into it.
Yes.
So I need to be very sincere about my children, because for us we have agreed. He knows that I have a challenge with anger, but I'm praying about it. I have a challenge with all these things. I have told him. And he tells me we're going to walk the journey together. Also me, I could also be suffering with the same thing. So number one.
Tap on that. Yes. Number one.
Yes.
Tap on that. And those men who are coming in into a single mom family in quotes, do not try to be better than their father.
Don't.
Okay. Hey.
No. Come
don't
slow.
try to compete with their father.
What
Don't.
if the father was abusive, alcoholic?
Do not
all
try.
those things?
Come in as your own man with your own value system.
Thank you.
Don't come in trying to say, oh, your father takes you to Mombasa. I will take you to Dubai. Don't, because what you do is you're using the children as a shortcut to win the heart of their mother.
Thank you.
Ma'am, back to you.
Excellent. Excellent, my dear. So that is it. So number one, what we have said is I must have total disclosure and vice versa about our past, because we have said if you have not healed from your past, you're going to take the same toxicity to the present relationship.
True.
And I think that's where people go wrong. You tend to think that if you open up, when you tell me the things that you have gone through, you'll be condemned, you'll be seen like you're not, you know, you don't have the qualities of a wife or a husband. But let me tell you, mwambie ikutoke. Just say it as it is, so that he can know, no wonder he can now connect. Then after now we have total disclosure. Let's come to our children. Let me tell him everything, that my firstborn has a serious problem with anger. No, the secondborn looks a little bit like he's in drugs. The thirdborn daughter is a girl of men. I must open up, and him the same. Then we come and say, how do we help each other? You know,
even if you want to proceed with the
so that he can know. So he doesn't find that my children are drinking and he's like, but you never told me they drink.
Yes.
You told me they are born again like their father.
Which one among your children?
Drunk. You see that we start now having conflict. So there must be total disclosure, because the more we stay with you, I can't hide my character. Remember, my character is me. And so vice versa with our children. Then I can try to suggest. I was thinking if you could come in this way and this way and this way, and probably we get your uncle whom I met and I saw that is this, we can be able to help this child. So it's not an easy job, because now we have to bring in these children and make sure that they all agree. There are times that there will be rivalry. There's that rivalry between the siblings. You look at, if it's my children who are bringing commotion to these other children, I should first of all call them, talk to them, then incorporate my partner. If that does not work, we look for someone who can mediate. You get that? All these steps must be done, because sometimes these children can also destroy our relationship, even when we feel we can agree.
Actually,
you feel that? Yes.
I was going to say this.
Yes.
Betty.
Very quickly, so many messages.
Okay. If you're coming in as a blended family, all right? And I'm going to say this totally disrespectfully to the children. This one, I'm very intentional about it.
Yes.
The children can only share with you the perception they have of this new entrant into the marriage life, or not marriage, into the life. But the children cannot outwardly dictate your marital status.
I love that.
All right? They can
there must be a boundary.
So
there must be a boundary. Yes, there must be a boundary.
Any perception.
They can only share their perception about the person.
Thank you.
Then use your wisdom to judge if they're right. Right?
Good.
Because let me tell you, for me, and by the grace of God, I got 3 daughters. Faith, Debbie, 15, 10, 5 years.
Yes.
And those children are in love with their father.
Wow.
In fact, they will disrespect you if you're not careful, because of their father is. They will tell you their father is Dr. Foneke. They'll tell you the car I drive. They'll tell you how much I spend on them in terms of time, love, and even monetary. All right?
Wow.
So if you're a weak man, you might not survive it. Then they're very aggressive as they're very outspoken. They will tell you. They'll tell you, I'm sorry, you have a father. Your mom's boyfriend. As you have a father. You get. But then again, based on that, that kind of situation, these children, by default, they are biased to who?
To their father.
To their father.
So even if their mother gets a good man, still, right?
Yes.
So they can only share the perception, because the children will go. You remain alone.
With this
Thank
guy,
you.
With this person.
That's very true.
Okay.
You get?
Okay.
Yes.
I love that. Okay. Kidogo, through so many messages. Now there's this one. Good evening, guys. I kind of need advice. I feel trapped in a marriage. Like, my husband is one person that doesn't practice communication. at all, like hakuna kitu tunaweza kiti tuongee kabisa. I just feel suffocated. Another thing, he doesn't provide at all. I do everything in the house. Please advise, because physically I'm in the marriage, but emotionally nilitoka. That is just one. That's a chill. Kuna mwingine anasema, hey Betty, say hi to Pastor Sue ndo ufanike imboko ya matere leo ni hataris. Imboko matere leo ni
hiyo ni kiboko ya watu. It's a Luya for it's a Luya title for those who are high and up.
Ni Kevin Mukanga from Machakos. Someone here is like, there's one that really touched me. Nikimwa Dago, mimi ni wa stepdad na hawanipendi aki na stepdad alikufa, pressure ni mingi. What can I do? There's so many, but maybe we can start.
No, first of all, talk to that man.
This man, huyu anasema hapendwi. He's from the stepdad and the stepdad died. Na pressure ni mingi home. What can he do? Kimwa Dago.
I would want to know his age. But this is the honest truth, and I'm going to be very brutally honest with him. You can never connect with that is not your source.
Wow.
All right? Mahindi ukitoa Nairobi, ukibeba hivi hezi na kumea Kakamega.
It is true.
You must first of all face the reality that is not your source, because that's already a stepfather.
Yes.
You are a borrowed blood. Right.
Okay, that's rough.
No, but we can only be honest. We can only be honest for that to help. You are a borrowed blood. You're not an original blood. You must accept that. So your grace period was only as long as the man was alive. Right? Because now that the man, by the grace of God, the man has rested, you no longer have any connotation, attachment, accountability, or any responsibility, or any right to enjoy the privilege of that source, because you're not an original seed of that source.
Of that man.
Isn't that unfair? Because when the dad was probably alive, he was, they used to maybe live together. He was maybe even in school and alipiwa kila.
But you see again, but human hearts are different.
Because the dad kufa sasa.
But you see, the attachment that he had was to the dad. Not to the family of the stepdad. It was to the stepdad. But now that he's out of the picture, the family doesn't see any reason why he can be. Remember again, it is very hard to accept that is not of your blood.
Okay. So we will come back to that.
So number two.
Yes.
He needs now to, and it's going to be very hard. He needs now to create his own identity.
All right.
Because he has been living on a borrowed identity.
Okay.
Now he needs to find his own identity.
Relax. We have to go for a break. We have to pay bills. And you know this very, very well. So we'll take a short commercial break, but we're coming back. But that is a very important point, because I can tell he's very heartbroken.
I can feel it.
You can feel it. All right. So we'll take a break. We're coming back in a few minutes. Don't go away.
Now, kuna reason why we say Naivas saves you money. Now, I want to show you why there's no any other place that you'd rather shop apart from Naivas. Because we're about to save you some money, ladies and gentlemen, of course. Deal of the week, and I'm going to take you around and show you different things that you can actually go and shop. It's what you can in Bachelor. Come on, don't you finish it now. Nataka Naivas beef meat on bone. You better stop feeling jealous of the amount of money that I have saved as Dr. Funeke just for shopping at Naivas. Please, be like me, save your money. Get into any Naivas shop outlet anywhere across Kenya and save your money on Deal of the Week. And remember how we said at Naivas?
Save your money!
The machinations, the red tape, the hardball, the shame, the glory, the secrets, the covert, the overt, the good, the bad, the ugly, the wins, the losses, the squabbles, the treaties, the twists, the turns, the tenders, the contracts, the game, the drama, the spats, the dossiers, the scandals, the naked truth. Even their clandestine meetings. Everything you ever wanted to know, now you'll know with a new boldly reimagined and revamped Star. Grab a copy of the Star because smart people read the Star.
Chance yako ya ku-earn 2 million kila mwezi imemwok. Introducing Maybet's referral program. Tools ni mbili, simu yako na app ya Maybet. Fungua account yako ya Maybet, under my account utapata a unique referral link ambayo utashare na mabeshte na followers wako kwa mtandao. Hakikisha wamewekelea bet within the first 7 days of registration. Kila time referral earnings zako zinafika 100, una get chance ya ku-withdraw. Alafu form ijipe. Si unangam, unangoja nini? Start journey yako ya ku-earn 2 million every month. Not for persons under the age of 18. Authorized and regulated by BCLB number 680.
Maybet na minia na najishindia. Pesa 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 inavutia, pesa inanukia.
Can we answer one going?
Okay. So, my goodness, the questions are so many. Welcome back. I'm just telling Pastor Suen Ofoneke. So much love, by the way.
Wow.
My boys wanasema ofu.
Mtetezi wanaume.
But Ofoneke, my full man, I respect you. I like that.
Why are you laughing that part? Why I don't like the fact that we know each other too much.
I'm a full man. And you know, because I put to show, I know you're going on a date. No, I'm kidding. See, it's just a few friends.
No, but it's okay. I am
lady friends.
I am checking around.
Okay, so there's that message. I want us to go back to the topic that we were talking about. A father who's died, right?
Yes.
I want to hear from you. Umeachwa sasa hivyo. Sasa ufu anasema kama babako amekufa na umebaki na stepmom,
yes,
maneno ni kujipanga. But is that fair? When your father was alive, when both parents decided to come together, they decided to take care of this family, all the children together, even if they were stepkids, whoever. So what happens in
I
this?
think number one is just what Ofwe had said. But secondly also, he needs also to accept that the father is no longer there.
Yeah.
So that now with this now stepfather, there is a way you can behave and you win favor and even support from him. Don't show arrogance. Don't be rude. If you want to finish someone, if someone shows that they hate you, show them that you have you don't hate them.
You don't have
an issue with them. You see, that's the way to fight. Reverse psychology. If this father, segregates you and puts you apart, just show him it's okay for the time being, because you're not going to ujawekelewa jiwe. You are growing. So that now, if you need help, financial help, maybe to go to finish up your primary, your secondary, your campus, then this man can come in. Then after that, now when you are fully grown, you can make your own decisions. But when you are young and you are depending on your parents, no matter what you go through, unless it's so severe your life is threatening, I would ask those who are listening to us, just play, what did I say? Just look like you are really for them, you have no issue, so that they can take care of the responsibilities. Because now if you live because of anger and feeling like your dad is not there, because of feeling like this father is not doing what your dad used to do, comparing him, then you are going to lose your moment. So sometimes you can just just keep cool, let this man play the role that he can play. You know he's not your dad. When you are fully grown, then you can make decisions. You get that? But if you are below 20 years, you are in campus, then you need this man for provision if he can provide. And also if there is no rivalry between that father and the mother, then for you can be able to make your way out and leave them and move on with your life.
Where?
Yes, it's not easy, but it is possible.
It's heavy, but
it is heavy, but it's possible.
I will still insist.
He needs to have a very strong mind power.
Yeah. And that strong mind power will totally be dictated by one fact, as I said before we went to the break. He needs now to create his own identity.
Okay.
Right?
Got you.
It's unfortunate. He has gone.
Yes, and he stopped wishing whether if the father was around. No.
So now he needs to start finding who he is as a person, as a man. If probably you miss, all right, a father figure or a father cover, this is when either an uncle comes in, all right, find a favorite uncle who aligns with the positive values.
Yes.
Not a drunkard uncle.
Or someone who's going to make you a
unfortunately, in the African tradition, our favorite uncles are the ones who encourage us to do weird things.
Yes.
You get?
They introduced us to sin.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay. So either find an uncle who acts in as a present father figure, or actually find a spiritual authority or a mentor.
Oh yes, it works.
All right.
It works.
Okay.
Yeah. But he should not have self-pity. No. He should not have self-pity.
In fact, no offense, and I will tell him.
Thank you.
As a man, camera niangalie peke yangu. As a man, no one is coming to save you. You are all you have. You have to channel your own path in life. The world has no time for men who look down upon themselves, who pity themselves. Learn the art of speaking positivity on yourself every single day.
Another thing I also want to add on you is that make sure that what you have seen negative from your mother, your stepfather, and your mother, you don't repeat it in your family.
Exactly.
Now that God will give you a family, now you can make a better family now that you came from such a family. So make it better.
Wow.
Oh, yes.
There's something else. We'll just go off topic a little bit because of that lady who said she feels trapped emotionally, physically. Hata mesema emotionally shatoka. So she wants some advice. Hakuna communication. The husband akimwambia kitu tuongee hivi nini anasema asijisikii. Just this one nimemhurumia nyenye kwa sababu najua wanawake tunapitia.
Let me tell you.
Sisi wanaume tupitie.
Nature.
This is a bias.
Chill. Sini ametutext.
Oh my goodness.
Yes,
I want to say this.
No, please help this lady.
Let me help this lady, and also you can add something.
Yes, sir.
Nature does not allow vacuum. You are either connected to your man or to your woman, or you are connected to something. And so when you find someone not creating time for communication, there is something or somebody who has taken that place. Okay? Whether emotionally or physically. That's very true. Because we can't be in the same house with Ofwe and we are not talking.
Yeah.
No, there must be either I have something or something that occupies me, and so I feel I don't need to communicate to him. So men need to understand, women do not follow packed cars. Please, a man, you have to rule by your words. Men rule by their words, and you must be firm. And meaning to be a man means take responsibility. And don't fear when a woman tells you, let's sit down and talk. Probably that which you are going to talk is what is going to bring, you're able to get the root cause of this problem. Because women, sometimes we are not able, when we are so emotionally wounded, we are not able to package our feelings very well. And so this man needs to sit down and listen to this woman, because if you don't listen to a woman, another man will give her an ear and she will go. Can I tell you, a woman, when she's not heard by the husband, and you have even bought me a Range Rover, I'll listen to my border man who can buy me fuel. Because women want to be listened to, and men need to understand that's the way a woman is created. You have to listen to your woman, whether she's speaking sense or speaking nonsense, so that by there you're able to correct her. I'm a makeup of Pastor Munene. When we started marriage, I didn't know how to communicate. I was very rude. I was very arrogant. And then he would listen and tell me, excuse me, but I don't like the way you address me. As a husband, why don't you talk without shouting? Why don't you talk without frowning? Do you think that I don't hear? You see, he had to teach me how to handle him, because I had never been married. You get that? And so, and I had never seen my mother and my father talk. I came from such a family. And so, it's sometimes when you have a man who is not talking, then it tells you there's something either he's going through and he's not free to talk to you. And that's why we keep on insisting on having mentors. Please invest in mentors. mentors. And you're not investing in mentors because you don't know how to carry on a family. Because there's something that a mentor know that you don't know. Number 2, invest in knowledge, marriage knowledge. How many books have you bought about marriage? Have you read them? How many sermons do you listen or podcasts about marriage? Because if you are in this for life, then you've got to equip yourself with knowledge. You get that? And so you find most of the men don't have knowledge on how to handle their women. You get that? But a woman needs to be listened to. Sometimes when a woman asks for conversation and you don't give her a room, a space for that, then she will just disconnect emotionally. And when that happens, then it affects your children and it also affects the marriage. So please, a happy mother brings up very happy children. A bitter and an angry mother brings up very toxic children. So a woman needs a very good environment for peace. Number 2, woman, learn also, you need also to understand, where is your husband coming from? Is he an introvert? Is he an extrovert? Because there are men generally who are just quiet, like mine. So you have to have a tactic in a way to get information. And these men, you first of all, just talk generally. Dad, I don't know why I feel like we have really not talked. Usikuje, wajua shida yako, kuongea. Now, when you start a statement like that from a man, you lose a man, because a man will never listen to a woman who is rude to him, especially if you are the wife. Men are not able to listen to a shouting wife, because the part that receives information is the middle part of the ear, which deals with flight. You get and feel threatened. So I tell women, package yourself with femininity. Daddy, Guy, there's something I'm feeling we are not having time to talk. Aki, my dear, I know you are busy. You are looking for money. Lakini, ubaya wako, unakujanga hapo kwa laptop, hata utaki kuongea. Hii masimu hata naweza vunja. When you start that language, you lose that man. Even when you...
We need that. That's another lesson.
Yeah, that's another lesson on how to handle the man.
This is what I'm only saying.
Yes.
Just to agree with you.
Yes.
And I normally tell women, at times it's not the choice of the words. Is the choice of the tone.
The tone.
Right?
The tone.
Number 2, men, you need to find a working mechanism depending on your study of your man's character. But the general overview is, and I will tell you every man, and many of them will agree with me, even our production crew, men don't know how to argue after ligidishi.
Thank you.
After?
Ligidishi.
What's that?
Yes.
What's that?
Yeah, that's
men cannot argue.
They can't argue.
In fact, let me make it worse.
Too much energy.
Let me make it worse. The best time to raise an issue as a woman for settlement and conflict resolution is after, not before. Men don't know. In fact, men cannot argue when they are naked.
Wow.
Because imagine, I am arguing like this and things are shaking. You get? Men don't, in fact, men don't know how to argue. That's the best time. Number 3.
Amazing.
My fellow men.
I didn't know that.
No, men cannot. It's very psychological. Number 3. My fellow men need to understand one thing. And the day I locked in this revelation, I was like, wow. God is amazing. Women were not born to function in a vacuum of authority. Right? That's why if a woman does not submit to you, check very well. Either she's submitting to the boss, the spiritual father, or back to her father, back at home.
Yes.
Najua nilifeel tu hivi nilikuwa nataka gari gani, nikacall dad. Dad akanipeleka kwa yard. Yet there's a man. Right? Women cannot function. You're not wired to function without authority.
That's very true.
So either there's a spiritual father, there's a biological father, there's a mentor or a big brother or an uncle or a boss.
Now you're a boss.
That's why it's easier for a woman to call her spiritual father daddy or papa. But we'll call the husband Baba Bonene.
Oh, because the woman is looking for that authority and direction.
But then again, to that point, women can only submit and honor where there's value.
Wow.
When a man doesn't show value, women struggle to submit. The reason why
value and direction.
Exactly. The reason why women honor pastors is because he's brought in a spiritual perspective, which is a value.
And given them direction on some matters.
The reason why she will honor the father, because the father is brought in the protection value. Now, to sum it up, Betty.
Yeah, we need
this lady. Now, the problem with this marriage, and God help me, may I say the correct thing?
Yes.
Again, back to what I said in the beginning. At times you're fighting a demon that doesn't know it's a demon. It's very clear. People should be very careful and very keen on checking family background before settling down.
I agree.
Right.
I agree.
Men are a result of a point of reference that either was present or was not present. If the father was present in the life of the husband, then if you check well, if you want to understand your husband, check the behavior of the father. Right?
Yes.
But if you also want to understand a man, check if there was a vacuum, because now that means he's writing his own book of how to be a man.
His own thing,
right?
his own way.
This man does not even know him himself. He has
does
a
not.
struggle.
Yeah, he has a struggle of himself.
So they need first of all to sort that out. The man needs to heal from his trauma.
Yes.
All right. Maybe because now for me, I've realized one of the traumas I borrowed from my dad is that when I don't have money, I become moody, very angry, very easily irritated, and I isolate to my cocoon.
Okay.
A bad one.
Right.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So what I'm inside, because I even today I've watched my dad. When my dad doesn't have money, and that asira si wewe.
Yes.
Asira ni county imechelewa na mshahara.
Oh, let's bring it home now.
Wow.
Let's bring it home.
Let's bring it home.
So could it be this
Yes,
woman
yes,
has very high expectation depending with how the dad handled her when she
Yes.
was single, and now expects the
V.
same thing
From
the husband. So I think
The understanding.
she needs to take my number. I will help her.
No, you have to give.
Yeah, I have to give. I'll give her now. I need to give out my number. We sit down.
You guys just
Yes.
number zenyu. Maswali hapa ni mingi, we can't even go through
Yes.
it. But we have to bring this conversation home.
Yes.
Pastor Stu, you had begun the healing process.
The healing.
First tujuane, tukubaliane, mtoto wangu anakuwa na kahasira hapa.
Yes.
Nini. What else do you think as you wind up? What do you think also it can bring that healing to a home, because there's so many issues about the kid hates mine, my wife hates my kid, the one
Hata
who
wengine
came
wanalala
with.
pamoja.
Yes.
Wanalala pamoja.
I have dealt with such issues.
Hata wengine wanalala
on chamber.
pamoja.
I have dealt with such issues on chamber.
Yes.
Ama tuache tu kitu.
No. I think it's better.
Bring it home.
No. The time and chance has provided itself for us to become a solution and a voice of solution.
Oh yes.
So this show is the right time at the right place. The children must understand that their livelihood is dictated in how successful this blended family or this blended relationship will be. All right? So the children also have to be made to understand that this is now mom's, whatever happened between dad and mom ended. It can't work.
Yes.
But this is the man in mom's life.
Yes.
Right? And he means well.
For you.
All right? And he's not coming to take in dad's position. You get my point?
Yes.
Now, moving on to that. Women also need to understand that unless you forgive your past, you will not see the value in your present.
It is very true.
So first of all, forgive your baby daddy. Let him go.
Yes.
Otherwise, you're bringing in this man to fix what he didn't break.
Wow. That's very true.
All right? So forgive him.
Yes.
It's how ilienda mbaya, mulichomana na majimoto, mukapigana vita, nini iliisha. I mean, what do we do? Isha.
Yes.
All right? But you guys are now at a mature place.
Yes.
Right? So forgive him first. Let him go. Because now you need to leave enough emotional room for this new man
to occupy.
Others, I told you, some men are not in relationships. Some men are therapists.
Oh, to nurse the wounds of this woman and to nurse and vice versa.
Exactly.
And vice versa. Yes, and vice versa.
So as mom is insisting on the children,
yes.
For me, I'm starting from huko nyuma. You must fix yourself on how you feel about what happened in the past.
Yes.
Because a lot of women do not know how to see the value in the man now. Because if I buy Betty a gift now, it is genuinely because I love her.
Yes.
But what if the man in the past used to buy Betty a gift because he has done something wrong?
Oh.
So unless Betty fixes that idea, Betty will always think when I buy a car, a phone, flowers, take out on holiday, it's like, ulikuwa nini Gemini jana? And maybe genuinely, because for me myself, my love language is giving. I'm a
dispenser of gifts.
Mi naweza kumwagilia pesa yote.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
But what if the man in the past who had a narcissistic behavior of leo nimechoma. So the only reason how ndaingia kwa hiyo keja ni by gift.
Oh, I get it.
Terrible.
It's terrible. Yeah.
You get. So first of all, let her fix herself, not fix whatever they had with the
yes.
Fix herself in how she feels, her perception about the past. Then she will start enjoying now.
In fact, I want to say this.
Yes.
There are times that the man and the woman may be okay, but the children are not okay. because we have had even children, these step daughters and sons having sex together. That has really happened. I've even cancelled some. They're even pregnant. If cousins do that,
Yes.
is it these
What about
children?
this?
And so this one also was handling, who also wanted to commit suicide because they discovered that their daughter and their son are actually planning how to marry. So the two parents and told them this cannot happen. You get that? So the son wanted to commit suicide because he loves these girls so much, and they know that they are not blood related. And so it has its own challenges, but what I would say is just what we are saying. Keep on communicating the values, the norms, keep on talking to these children. Don't assume they are adults. Keep on directing them as the parents. The Bible says that train up a child in the way he should go. You see that? So you need to have norms in this family. We don't do this, we do this, we don't do this, we do this. Keep talking as many times as possible. It's not just like a family where the children belong to the same man. Now this one, you have to keep on talking and have that flexibility. Don't be rigid. Don't be rigid to change. And then learn to accept every child with their weakness and with their strength, because every child, though they are from the same father, though they are from the same mother, they are very different. And so you have to get time to study these children. If you don't have that time, then blended family is not for you. It will not work.
Wow.
You get that? Okay. So there must be a lot of time to bond, unity. I was actually remembering Abraham, our father of faith. He had a blended family, but it didn't work. Jacob had four wives. Leah, Rachel, Bilhah, and Zippah. That's a blended family. And through the 4 women, he was able to get the 12 men with tribes of Israel. So what are we saying? Blended family can be there. And there was a lot of commotion because there's one who was worshiping the gods of the father. There's a lot of commotion that comes in. But the man has a big responsibility to unite the family and also talk to these women individually and let him share his thoughts. Then now the mother shares the thoughts with the children. Sometimes have them, all of them. So the man has to create time for every child so that there's that unit. Even Jesus was also in a blended family.
I was about to say,
yes, because Joseph was not the biological father, but this family worked. So
in fact, them was worse. Them was even worse. There was God involved.
Amazing.
No, I want to finish that point.
Wow.
Yeah, very important.
So I want to say this, that blended families are good and they can work despite the challenges that may be there. Then we have to look at each family individually, because there are some that works, there are some that does not work. And just because one is working does not mean others are not working. And just because one is not working, others are not working. But you need a lot of wisdom, knowledge, understanding to be able to make sure that you play the right role as a father and a mother. Wow, I think that's what I would say.
My last statement as a closing.
Yes.
The families that are behind the man or the woman.
Yes.
All right? Stay silent. Please keep your opinions.
I love that.
Keep your opinions. Well, keep your opinions. All right? Because at times you hear a mom, a dad, uncle, auntie, siblings are whispering, keep your opinions.
Oh, yes.
Let them deal with it. But then again, wisdom that surpasses all understanding.
Wonderful. Wow.
What a powerful show.
What a powerful show. Can I give my number?
Yes, please give
if
your
you're
number.
there and you
Say
need
Diana.
counseling,
Say Diana.
we are here to help you with Pastor Munene. Our number is 0712 265 746. 0712 265 746. When you call that number, we're going to help you. If you have a child who needs counseling, any daughter or any son, we are able to help you.
Wow.
Until next time, see when we can't avoid you.
Yeah.
We must see you next episode.
Thank you guys for watching and have a fantastic weekend. God bless.
Wow. Thank you. Bye-bye.
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 That was so powerful.
Wait.
Oh.